on back to Skippers. Today, we have 3 must-add players for your fantasy baseball teams in Week 11. As always, Skippers is brought to you by FanDuel Canada. Best markets. Dinger Tuesdays, watch the games in the app. If you are betting, you need to be doing it on FanDuel Canada. If you're in America, use FanDuel there as well. Let's get into these 3 players. First player is Brandon Lowe of the Rays, 21% rostered on the season. 221 average, 2 home runs, 15 driven in, doesn't steal a base, but a 116 weighted runs created plus. I read a Chris Towers article, and this is what made me in on Brandon Lowe again. He said that he finally hit his second home run of the season on Tuesday as part of a massive game where he also had a double, drove in, 5 runs, scored 2, and even had a walk for good measure. Lowe was still on a 30-plus homer pace last season despite dealing with injuries, and he can still absolutely be one of the standout power options at the second base position when he's right. And if Tuesday is any indication, he might be about to take off. So that's where I'm at with Brandon Lowe as well. He's an elite barrel percentage guy. He's a really good OBP guy right now. He's tops of the league, ex-WOBA, expected slug as well. We have seen him go on hot stretches for periods of time. We just need him to stay healthy. Second base, you can have some better options at second base always. So if you want to pick up Brandon Lowe, I think that's a great stop. I don't think we have to worry about a platoon either because he's had a huge reverse splits so far this season. Small sample size against lefties, but one of his home runs has come off a lefty. It was Jesus Luzardo earlier this week. We've gotten off to a hot start in June with Brandon Lowe, and I'm hoping he can keep this up, riding the hot streak, but he is a legit power bat. He's going to hit a lot of home runs, and we want him. Maybe the average can get up a little, but like a 230 average is kind of what he is. So I like Brandon Lowe a lot, and I'm going to be picking him up. The second player is Elliot Ramos of the Giants, 12% rostered so far this season. A 304 average, 5 home runs, 19 driven in, a stolen base, weighted runs created plus of 166. Ramos has seen an insane jump in his exit velocities to start this season. His average exit velo has jumped 6 full miles an hour since his short stint in the major leagues in 2022. If Ramos was a qualified hitter, he'd be over the 90th percentile in expected slug, average exit velocity, bat speed, barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, and walk rate. He does strike out a ton, but when he is making contact, he is doing a ton of damage, and he's nearly accumulated 2 full wins already. He doesn't have a great zone contact rate. He's a young hitter as well, so his zone contact rate is sitting around 82%. He is not close to a finished product at all, but he is showing his insane tools. He's on a 2-week heater that has also boosted him up in the Giants lineup. After being a 6 or 7 hitter for most of the season, Ramos has hit leadoff or second in 3 of his last 4 games. Over the last 2 weeks, Ramos has a 218 weighted runs created plus, with 4 of his 5 home runs coming over that span. I think he will have some ups and downs. Again, he is a young hitter, but he is breaking out right now, and I want a piece of that. And finally, we have Jimmy Garcia, a relief pitcher for the Blue Jays, 30% rostered on the season, 2-0, 3 saves, a 1.5 ERA, and a .71 whip. I know it looks like they've called him Yimmy for years, but watch every Jays broadcast, and they pronounce his name Jimmy for the past 2 seasons. Garcia is the best saves guy that is left on the board, in my opinion. Jordan Romano is down with his second elbow injury of the season, and many Jays fans thought before Romano went back on the IL that Jimmy Garcia should be closing games anyway. But now he doesn't have competition for the 9th inning role. He is that guy for the Toronto Blue Jays. He just collected his second win of the season yesterday, pitched in the 9th in a tie ball game that the Jays ended up walking off, but they may even ease Jordan Romano back when he is slated to come off of the injured list. Garcia has the lowest ground ball rate of his career, but isn't getting hurt thanks to by far his highest strikeout rate of his career at 35% and a home run to fly ball ratio of only 3.5%. He's only given up 1 home run on the season. This has been helped by his highest average fastball velocity of his career at 96.7 miles an hour. His left on base percentage is also a full season career high. His other career high was in 2020 of 84.3%. Things go bad for the Blue Jays. Jimmy is one of the first players who's going to be on his way out thanks to this awesome season, and he's a free agent at the end of the year, so he could work his way into another team's closer role as well. He's in the 98th percentile in both chase percentage and strikeout percentage, and top 3 in expected slug, WOBA, ex-WOBA, and he also has an expected ERA of 1.8. He's put together a great campaign, and I expect it to continue. Right now, he is the Blue Jays closer, so you need to be picking him up if you need saves. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Let me know what you think of these 3 players, and we'll have a video coming out for you guys tomorrow.